What is up, you guys? It's Nat. Welcome to my video. Today we're doing another room build. I haven't released one in a couple of weeks. Today we're doing a painter's studio, which I am so excited to share with you guys. I really liked how this came out. I was originally contemplating doing like an artist loft, which would be, you know, like a bedroom. But then I started thinking, well, how about I save that for another time and let's do a studio instead. I definitely picture this being like in a bigger building, like an apartment complex in The Sims, I guess. But I would imagine it being in like an old building in the city, probably on one of the higher up floors. And I can just picture it and I love it and like, I want it. And I am releasing a room build to you guys because I really actually enjoy doing room builds because I feel like, there's a pressure to make something that I normally wouldn't. Because like when I'm in the speed build, I try to experiment and do different things, but let's be honest, when I'm doing a speed build, that's the point of it, is a speed build. I'm trying to get it out to you guys as quickly as possible. I'm trying to get, you know, my thoughts out, trying to get my floor plans done, trying to get just all these different rooms done so that, you know, you're not sitting here for 30-40 minutes watching me like, oh, this is like an old colonial home, but I feel like putting like a painter's room in here and like just styling it this way, like which I really like the style of the room, by the way, and I hope that you will too. Like we just put in those mint green like curtains with like the golden rods and the golden ties. I thought that matched perfectly with this light that I don't always use, but it gives me a very vintage kind of bohemian feel. So I thought it went perfectly, and that was definitely the style that we were going for. I used this plaster brick for the wallpaper that I love. You have seen me use it before. I actually just used it in my mid-century modern build that released to you on Monday, so that was yesterday for me, tomorrow for you guys, so 2 days ago. But yeah, details. But anyways, guys, I was trying to give it this very cluttered feel, like, you know, as a creative person, things we like to, you know, there definitely are creative, artistic people out there who can keep things nice and organized, which I try very hard to do, but sometimes things just get to be a little bit of a mess, especially if you are a painter or a drawer. Basically, if you're not doing like digital art and, you know, or well, even with photography, like I've seen friend studios who are photographers and they've got their like negatives, you know, strewn about, pictures, test prints, all kinds of stuff like that. So, I mean, you know, things can get a little bit messy sometimes, and honestly, one of my very close friends who I've talked about before in my videos, Carly, which, by the way, I really want to get her into a voiceover, so maybe one day when we have a bit of, like, of a subscriber, what do you call it? I guess a subscriber celebration, a milestone, that's it. Maybe we'll do a special video where, like, I'll pull people in for a voiceover like Carly. I've thought about doing one with my fiance, of course. Don't know if my mom would be into one, but, you know, maybe family, but, you know, I don't even know if they know that I do this. They know that I record stuff, and I do share this stuff to my personal Facebook, because I do have a couple family friends who like to watch my stuff, and they get the links from my Facebook, but my parents never comment on it or anything, so I don't really think that they know what I'm doing. I think they just assume that I'm crazy. So I'm just sitting in here talking to myself, whatever. They knew that I made videos about, what was it, 10 years ago when I was making Sims 2 content. They knew that I made like machinimas and stuff, and in fact, I actually made one. I just remembered this. I made one when my grandfather died, which is about the time that I stopped making videos. I feel like I started making them, he passed away, and for a little while it was an emotional outlet for me to continue making them, but then after a while I just got so depressed I just stopped. But I just remember that I actually made one about my grandfather, and I made my mom watch it, and I got her very upset. My little emo heart, she couldn't handle it, so... But, yeah, so I don't know, maybe we'll bring my friends in at some point for these voiceovers, but my point was, she is a painter. She's an artist, she's actually an art teacher, and she's teaching ceramics right now for the first time, so yay, congratulations to her. She got her job, for this school year, so in like September or something. She's teaching for the first time, fresh out of college. I'm very proud of her. But she's also a painter, and she turned her basement in her house into like a paint studio, and I love it. And I can kind of feel like, that sounds weird. I feel like I can visualize like Carly owning this office space, like going out into the city, like in Rhode Island, like, you know, because I live in Massachusetts, she lives in Rhode Island, not gonna say where, of course, but I can imagine her like traveling to the city and purchasing a loft space like this. Actually, I used to want one so bad. There are tons of artist studios for rent in, like, you know, the cities in Boston and Rhode Island and, like, you know, other surrounding New England areas. You see ads for them all the time, though, in Rhode Island, I feel like. And whenever I would drive to my school, just off the highway, there was this really old brick building where I can picture this being, and it was specifically, like, every single room in it was reserved as, like, artist studio space. They explicitly advertised it as artist studio space, and I can't remember if they called it, like, Van Gogh Studios or something like that, but, like, you could go there and rent a space, and it would be your, like, you know, little painting studio or whatever kind of art you do. And I was always, like, so intrigued and wanted one so bad, because especially in college when you have to take all of your core classes, like your core art classes, mind you, so you have to take, like, drawing 1 and 2, you have to take some, like, digital classes, but, like, you know, you have to take a painting. Wait, no, I didn't take a painting class, but you had the option to. I did not study painting, but there were classes where I was required to do some painting. And let me tell you, those first 2 years of college, like, it never gets any better, but those first 2 years of college, especially when you're taking all these classes, it's like, you've got art supplies everywhere, there's paint all over the place, and it's just a mess. So I could see her owning a space like this. I could see myself owning a space like this, but I feel like this is definitely her kind of style, feel, look, etc. So just kind of filling up the space with, like, you know, some decorations, some, like, extra chairs, there's a desk. You can tell it's supposed to look very vintage or bohemian, and I think I got it right. I really like it. I hope to use it in game. But anyways, guys, that wraps it up, and we're in the screenshots. Look at that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you like these room builds. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. I'm also on VidMe now, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye, guys.